Okay, dear student, let's see this question. Which graph shows the variation of gravitation potential with the distance d from the surface of the Earth? It's a very, very important question again. Oh my God, this question paper is having so many important questions and which have been repeated so many times by IB time and again. And even then, I cannot say that questions are easy. They're very good questions, I would say. Now, what is happening in this question? See, these kind of questions like what is the variation of the gravitational potential v with respect to the distance from the center of the earth, from the center of the sphere or something, they were earlier coming only from the topic d2, and they were always talking about a charged conductor. Like this is the charged conductor here, and you have to draw the graph from the center to all of the distances, and how is the potential varying and how is the force varying there. These were the questions that IB has been asking till today, and these kind of questions, they were always from D2. I believe probably this is the first time when they're asking for this graph from gravitation from the topic D1. That has never ever happened earlier. This is the first time. But yeah, similar questions on the spherical bodies have been asked so many times. And on it, I can give you one more piece of information. These topics, they are not properly covered in your books, and they are not covered in your schools also. So sometimes there is that kind of a problem that student is not able to understand like what is happening here. So I have uploaded all the lectures for this conductor where I have drawn all the graphs for the Coulomb force and the electric potential, which can be positive as well as negative. All those lectures are already available on the YouTube channel, but they are in the playlist D2. So you have to become the member on the YouTube channel to watch those lectures. Okay. I will share the link for the playlist at the end so you can even go there to watch them properly. But if we follow the same principle and the same rule, we can go for the topic D1. Now, all the lectures for the topic D1 are free to watch. They are all available on YouTube channel. Again, the link for the same will be given at the end of the video. You can go to the gravitational playlist and you can watch all the content. SL as well as HL is available. Now, coming to this question, the graph of potential, as I have written here, the graph of potential in the topic D2, we can make it like this. Now this is positive charge, so positive charge is always creating positive potential. So the graph comes somewhat like this, and the potential is constant inside the sphere. At the surface it is maximum, and then it moves in a in a hyperbolic manner. So the formula for the potential, like, okay, I would be giving you the formulas for gravitation. The graph is similar to this. Now in this case I have chosen positive charge, so the graph is positive. But in the case of gravitation, the graph is always negative. Why? Because potential is always negative. And why so? Because gravitation is only and only attractive nature. It is never repulsive. So whenever the forces are attractive, you have the negative force and the negative potential. So potential graph will always be negative. So C is wrong, D is also wrong, so because these graphs are positive. Now, on watching these two graphs closely, you can clearly see that they are actually showing you approximately similar values, isn't it? Like even I have drawn the graph like this. If I would be drawing graph like this, it is very difficult to say whether it is this graph or whether it is this graph. Now, they have not shown this region here. Why are they not showing this region here? Because on the x-axis they have already written that the graph starts with R. So they have chosen this as the y-axis here, and they are not concerned with this area, so they have omitted this graph. So only other graph is available, and that even in the negative region, somewhat like this. But in this case and this case, they're very similar looking, but in this case the slope is bit more steep, and here it is not that steep. It is going like this, but this graph is bit more skewed. So if I overlap this graph here, if I draw the graph here, the graph is somewhat coming like this. So it is more steeper. Now we have to use a bit of our mathematics logic, mathematics knowledge. The formula for the gravitation potential is negative gm by r, and the formula for the gravitational force, which is also can be taken as negative gm by r square, because it is attractive force. So when you draw these two graphs, r square, it makes a bit more skewed graph like this. And if you are concerned only with this kind of a graph, like only with this formula, like 1 by r, where there is no square in the denominator, the graph comes out to be like this. So this skewed graph will be for the force for r square variation, when f is directly proportional to 1 by r square. Sorry, not f, v. Yeah, v. And when v is directly equal to 1 by r. So of course this is right and this is wrong, because v is directly proportional to r. So b becomes the wrong answer, a becomes the right answer. My dear students, I know this question is not easy. There are too many things here, too many things. And if you literally want to understand this question, you have to know too many concepts. Like you should be good with the topic D2, the potential and all, and why the positive charge is casting positive potential, and why the negative charge will be having negative potential. But in the case of gravitation, there is only negative, not positive, always. So it is always negative. You should be good with this concept. Along with that, the formula should be visible to you. Yeah, that the potential is directly proportional to 1 by r, and the graph, this graph is a bit more skewed. Why? Because here the variation will be r square, and here the variation is r. So actually the variation is with respect to r, not r square. Hence b is the wrong option and a is the correct option. Otherwise you will be really getting confused in this question, like because a graph and b graph, they look really similar. So this is it. And if there is any other doubt that you have in this question, please mention that in comment section. There will be no surprise if I'm getting some questions in the comment section there. Okay, dear students, thanks for watching. I have tried my best to explain this thing. You can help yourself with the lectures for the gravitation, which are free to watch on YouTube channel. The playlist is shared here. And for D2, you have to become the member, and then you can watch the complete spherical body topic that I have already given there. All the cases are covered there. So you just have to become the member on the YouTube channel. Okay, dear students, all the best. Bye. Thanks for watching.